Increase?
Increase.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check. 1, 2.
Yeah.
I'll go with Kerala first, okay? No, not this one. So I'm going to restart this. I'm going to turn off the live stream and now I'm going to. Hello, Ouroboros. Okay. Is it better now? Hello, Evan. Hello, Alibaba. Now can. Now better? Yes, better. Okay, so I will not have eyes. You have to be my eyes on the comment section, okay?
Yes. But it's not on here.
Huh? You got to go to another, it's a new stream.
Oh, new stream, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And we are back. We're back.
Okay, so you can turn off the volume then.
Okay. Is it better now?
Still
Okay.
static.
Is it better now?
Oh.
But much better, much better.
Can I?
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Expected with supernatural shows, something must go wrong
Okay, so
before it can go right.
you have to check out the comment section lah.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I finish reading it or not yet?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, I said finish reading.
Yes, we're finished?
Yeah.
Finish, yeah.
So someone went to, you're talking about Bali.
Yeah.
Bali, yeah.
Yeah, correct. I was sharing about Bali, the Temple of Death and all that. So yeah, so it's frankly hiking in the forest of Bali where there's so many nature spirits. It might not just be because that she stepped on the flower offering, because to be frank, if you go to Kuta, it's in every doorway, people do accidentally kick on it.
Yeah.
They're not going to get like something oppressive happening to them. I think the problem is that they may have entered through a barrier or some boundary. No, they definitely will have their version of the bunyang. Yeah, so they probably might have stepped, somehow overstepped the boundary and then got attacked. Or maybe the girl might have done something wrong. But I suspect more that it's they might have gone through some boundary that they're not supposed to do.
There's one time I went there to Bali, right? So we were partying. I think it was New Year's Day or something. So I went to one of the alleyway to pee. Then the thing sloped down, pee sloped down, the flow down. Then I saw
Oh my God.
the offering down there. I was like, ah! Cannot stop.
Do you get a burning sensation down there after that?
I'm like, oh, so sorry.
I think it's intention, if you're not deliberately.
I'm not peeing on the offering. I didn't pee somewhere else.
You try
down.
You try.
Yeah, so no choice. Yeah, but I think one of my favorite festivals in Bali is the Nyepi festival. When they turn off all the lights, the whole city have no lights for like 24 hours. And at night they bring out the floats and they start dancing. It's all demonic.
Oh, I've seen it on documentaries. Yeah.
And the whole island, because it's all dark, there's no lights, right? You can look up, you can see like the Milky Way. Beautiful. Yeah, but it's also like what they say, there's a place where they venerate the demons. They're not even shy about it, The reason they have a small shrine outside the house is because that's where spirits can stay. And they give offerings to spirits to don't be harmed. Yeah, so, but for this particular case, I also don't think it's because she stepped on
I don't think so.
offering.
Because when I go Bali, I stay in those very rural. I've been to Bali alone and travel all over it.
Yeah.
I stayed. I mean, during that time, I think that was like the year 2000. The place that I stayed, $3.
Hoy!
15,000 rupiah. I think $3 to me. I even stayed near Gunung Batu, which is the volcanic lake beside it, alone in the huge hut.
Yeah.
I didn't experience anything. So I think the respectful, but I won't go tracing through the wilderness and because you don't know what happened.
There's a saying that for couples who go to there's a belief that when couples go to Bali, they usually break up.
I heard of that rumor. Yeah, I heard that rumor.
So let us know how many of you have gone to Bali as a couple and then didn't make it. The relationship did not make it. And while we're on the topic of that as well, I want to say a few things. Something Strange Festival is coming back in June 2025. And the first of many different activities have been launched today. And the way to go and get your tickets and get more information is to go to linktr.ee linktr.ee/SSF, that is Something Strange Festival, SG Singapore 2025. Okay, if you're not sure, no, the link is gone. Why don't you just put a link up there now? Just pin it if you can.
What's the link?
Linktree, linktr
linktr.ee
/SSF SG
2025.
2025.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be activities put up there, and also the last couple of months I asked you guys to key in your name into a list. There's a white list, and if you are on the white list, you are assured your early bird special. That white list is closed already.
Okay.
So if you're on it, then you're on it.
Shannon asked Eugene, does SSF have package deal?
Like a full-on festival pass, like one pass to go into every single location. Eventually, that might be a thing in the years to come. But right now, because there's so many different partners coming in, every partner have different price point, different everything. It's just tough to have it as one. But the idea of a package, one pass for all 10 days, is something I'm working on for 2026.
Okay, and there are people saying that not true about couples breaking up there. Well, your wife said not true. We got married.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then Dancy said, I went Bali with girlfriend, celebrate anniversary. Now she's my wife.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
you know why? SC people, our chi is very strong. None of this superstitious stuff can touch us.
Atok Kyong said, I heard if couples go to Bali, they'll drink Bali. Okay. Kim Huat. This girl I'm seeing went behind my back with another guy to Bali and they got today. I hope they break up. Hee. Oh.
Hold on to hope.
I think it's just a rumor. It's like there's this rumor about this particular shop in Singapore that sells silver jewelry. They say that don't buy the couple ring from there because she'll get breakouts.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I forgot the name of the shop.
What's such thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Oh well.
Okay, so let us know in the comment section the kind of superstitions that you believe in, especially when you're going hiking, or if you have any hiking stories as well. Now's a good time to send it in. We are going to let. Oh, you got some more stories to tell us. Okay, so you tell us one story first, then you read this.
Oh, okay. Okay, so back in I think early 2000, before Punggol Estate came up, there was a Punggol forest, right? It was surrounded by forests. Recently, I actually went hiking around to the Coney Island side and I saw the marina.
Yeah.
So last time, actually, it was surrounded by grassland, forest, all that. But the Punggol forest itself is quite interesting because I remember my dad used to drive me through, and what happened was he told me that there is a dumping ground.
Yeah.
So the people will even dump their pet dogs there. There'll be a lot of pedigree dogs running around. And I remember in the early 2000s, I went with, I think it's SPI. They conducted a paranormal ghost tour.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. So what happened is that we gathered to about 30 of us. We took a night bus.
Yeah.
So they chartered a bus and they brought us to different areas in Singapore. So one of the areas was Mount Faber. We went Mount Faber. So Mount Faber one, and then I talk about the Punggol Forest. So we went Punggol Forest. We stopped the bus at the side of the road. We walked in, and that time we just I think got Facebook.
Probably not. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, no Facebook. Yeah. So we have our phone that can still take picture. So we go in, and then the thing is, we stumble across this weird. Hi, John.
I thought John just moves. Yeah. Walao.
So we came to this weird place within the forest itself.
Yeah.
The steps are made of pots, like urns.
Okay.
Okay, they look like urns, and I was creeped out. The walls are made of urns.
Oh.
The walls are made of urns. The steps are made of urns. Then it was very weird because at first to me urns is like, don't tell me inside is human ashes. So I wasn't sure what it is. But we also found there was a toilet inside, abandoned, long disused. So I actually told those people with me, right? I said, okay, use a phone, take picture above the toilet. Okay. So when they snapped the picture, right, immediately we look at the picture. The strange thing was,
Could you close the window, please?
obsession. Can you close the window?
Window.
Thank you. There was, okay, so the picture came out, there was mist. There was like a mist-like thing above the, it's not the typical mist that is very sparse and all. It's really like someone throwing a silk scarf, that kind of mist. It was really weird. Okay. But when I see with my naked eye, nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. So around the, so that's one of the weird thing that happened there. The other part was when we went to Mount Faber. So last time, that was before people even talk about Keppel Reservoir. So I think I was probably one of the first groups to see the Keppel Reservoir. Yeah. It was much less secondary forest around it. It was quite clean. So you can really see like it's a pool. And we actually have to go up to Mount Faber, from the top of Mount Faber, bash through the jungle in the dark at 12 midnight. They really know their way. So we went down, and then so we were taking pictures of people who were, because there's the pool, right? Yeah. So the concrete, almost like the place where they can walk across to it. So people are walking a row across to the other side, because we're going to go up to the hill to see the Japanese soldiers' tomb. Okay, so on the way there.
Not Japanese soldier, Japanese engineer.
Japanese engineer, yeah. So someone snapped a picture of people just walking in a straight line across. So later on, when we went up on the coach, then so we all start to compare pictures, right? This lady, her picture showing the people walking a straight line across the reservoir, right? Behind, following the last girl, and this entity was actually following the last girl on the water. She's not on the rock, and it's actually you can tell that it's translucent, but it was actually a lady like wearing a tudong behind her. Yeah, right behind her. So that was, because that night all of us caught images on our phones, like glowing lights in the tree. There was one guy who actually caught, we snapped photo of the tree. There's like an entity on the tree glowing, holding, you can see the like koala like that holding, but it's glowing.
All these photos. Walao.
They're not my pictures. Yeah, but yeah, so that's the thing, it's quite amazing.
One story also from Punggol. I think I told this story before, but someone's saying that we are very bright. Let's try to turn on the lights a little bit.
But anyway, we found out later, right, a few years later, the place that we uncovered in Punggol Zoo, right? It's actually a Punggol Zoo, sorry. The one with the urns and all that is not, it doesn't contain ashes. It's actually a Punggol Zoo. So it's one of the first zoo in Singapore. It was started in 1937.
With a white tiger.
And then in 1942, the Japanese, the British army took over it because of the Japanese coming in, right?
Yeah.
And all the animals, all the dangerous animals were killed.
Because they
and others were actually released.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And so what those urns were just a decorative feature, Yeah.
So Punggol, this was Punggol in the late 90s. It's one straight road all the way from Hougang all the way through Punggol to Punggol Point. And I've always wondered about this because when it happened to me, I was in my teenage years and I was filming for a show. In the show, I was delinquent walking along the street, and then I got knocked down by a car. And then the driver did not want to report the police because it's an empty road, so they dragged my body to a...
You were unconscious?
No. I mean, I'm acting.
Okay.
Acting as a role. Acting in the role.
Okay.
My acting is so good. It looks real. So they film at the Punggol area because there's nobody, and then the driver sort of dragged my body to the corner there lah, to just dump my body. So when I was lying down, I felt like there was a stone behind my head. So I like keep adjusting, I try to dig that stone out, cannot come out. Then eventually I just like lie down this way and turn and look to the left, and I saw an old lady just calling me. I know it's not a old lady, and she did not look like a ghost, to be fair, but I knew this was not right. Even if it was a human person, it's just some crazy old person in a dark forest beckoning to you. And the only light that came is from the very dim street lamp. So I just closed my eyes and I said, just pray. And I opened my eyes, I hope she was gone. She was still there. Okay, then the rest of the part where they cannot feel, they were trying to repair the technical error, sound couldn't work, camera couldn't work, and eventually that scene was called off. And when I start digging that ground and trying to see what that stone was, because it's a very sharp pointed stone.
Tombstone.
It's a Malay tombstone. But as I grew older, when we had internet and Google, because obviously I think of this story all the time, I tried to Google for cemetery around the area. I couldn't find Malay cemetery around the area, around that stretch where the road is. It was only later when I became a Singapore tour guide and I started talking to historians and people who live around the area. He says, yes, there's a lot of cemetery there because kampung days, they will just bury their relative in their backyard. They may not have a cemetery to go to.
Same thing like Pulau Ubin, in the kampungs. Yeah.
So it is not surprising that that particular tombstone was actually from a home. And maybe that lady was a spirit trying to beckon you to bring you to the other side. She's a good spirit, seeing that you have died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the spirit thought you have died and want to help to bring you to...
That's my interpretation lah.
Okay. No, thank you.
Yeah, but Punggol also have a lot of stories there. I think, nowadays not so bad.
Now it's Tengah.
Now Tengah is the latest hotspot. But someone's asking on the group chat, where's this place? Is it where the SIT is? Singapore, there's a university there.
In Punggol?
Yeah. There's number 22, 17 and 22. 22 is where people throw things.
Oh.
So that whole area now is an estate now.
That time we went for remember the tour thing?
Yeah.
Then there's this old bus stop at the side. And then there's also a forest there. So I think that one is nearer to Coney Island side.
Yeah.
But Coney Island also is creepy as.
I don't have, funny thing, I don't have any story from Coney Island.
Coney Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but because Coney Island, same thing, you see, 7 p.m. you cannot be inside, or you'll be locked in. Yeah.
The excuse is the forest needs to rest. Okay, this one for you to read.
Okay, my turn.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Okay, I need my specs. She followed us back. Confession by Elia. This time, my group took on a different route near the northern slopes of Mount Batu Karu. It's the second highest volcano in Bali. But unlike the popular tourist climbs at Mount Batu, Batu Karu is quieter, more secluded and very sacred. The Balinese consider it a spiritual axis. After what happened with Claire, I made it a point to brief the group properly this time. Told them the do's and don'ts, no loud laughter, no stepping over offerings, always walk with respect. Most of them took it seriously. The hike was uneventful on the surface, cloudy but dry. A good mix of terrain, forests, temples, terrace slopes. We completed the hike with 0 incidents and had a couple of days of R&R before heading back. Amanda was a Singaporean, early 30s, came alone. I noticed that while everyone was energetic and chatty, Amanda was distracted and quiet, quite unlike how she behaved during the hike. When I checked in with her, she told me that she hadn't been sleeping well. Hold on, let me scroll. Said she'd been having recurring dreams of a woman watching her from a tree. Alarm bells sounded in my head, but I didn't let it show. I told her to drink more water. Maybe the dehydration was causing her to hallucinate, I suggested. That was the end of the conversation. Back in Singapore, about a week later, I got a message from her. She asked if anyone else from the group had mentioned feeling watched or hearing footsteps at night. I said no. She told me she hadn't slept properly since returning. Every night, she'd wake at 2 or 3 a.m. to the same thing, the sound of breathing right next to her ear. Sometimes a whisper, sometimes silence, but always the feeling that someone was standing in the room just out of sight. She said the dreams had evolved. The woman was no longer just standing in the trees, she was now inside the house, closer each night and always wet, like she'd just come out of a river. Her hair hung in ropes, her eyes were angry. Amanda's health started declining. Her mother saw it too. Said the lights in the house flickered every night. Said Amanda's dog wouldn't enter her bedroom. One night, Amanda woke to see the woman standing at the foot of her bed, staring. She couldn't move, couldn't speak. Just tears running down her cheeks while this old woman just watched. I asked if she had brought anything back with her. A stone? A piece of fabric? Even a fallen offering by accident? She said no, but then admitted she had taken a photo, just one, of an old shrine near the trail. She found it beautiful, peaceful. I connected her with Balinese Banliang, a traditional healer who was in Singapore at the time visiting relatives. He came to her house, performed a small ceremony, and advised her to delete the photograph because such things can form a connection for spirits to use. He said the spirit was not malevolent by default, but it had been drawn to Amanda, thinking that she could help her. After the cleansing, Amanda's symptoms stopped. The dreams stopped. The house felt lighter, and as for the spirit of the old lady, the Balian took it upon himself to help her move on. Ooh. Photograph.
Oh,
But everyone takes photographs.
again, I swear. I know that people will be asking me, hey, we take photograph, we got delete. One of the topics, Master also said, hey, you take photograph, you're not scared, the thing follow you back. So there is a very real, not even superstitions, belief, and probably some truth to it that when you capture images, you create a link.
I mean, when natives, right, who have never seen technology in, like, when cameras were first introduced, when they were shown the Polaroid or whatever, those natives, they were very frightened because they felt that the camera captured their soul. So there's this the fear. But for tourists to take a picture of a shrine, I think it's more like herself, because I'm sure she's not the only person who brought a camera and take pictures. And nowadays with our mobile phone,
everything also take.
Everything also take. The tour guide, on your left, dustbin, throw here, take dustbin also. So I think it's for her herself. Maybe even like the lady who stepped on the thing, right? Just now I was thinking it could be that she has, maybe her Chinese, they will say they have this, maybe the energy was low, her vibration matched the, and it's just happened that because of that, it formed a connection. More like not because of the photograph, but because but then the other thing about photographs is a lot of people, I mean, you sure hear it for your confessors and all that, and people will say, oh, I took a photo of it. And then the first thing the family will tell, delete it, because you are actually bringing the spirit in with you.
So the first thing is never delete such photos.
Send to Eugene first.
He knows me, right? Send to us first, 9459491. Then you delete. Someone also, Metaverse say it's not Miss P in Indonesia, it's Miss K. Because in Indonesia, they don't say Pontianak, they say Kuntilanak.
Kuntilanak.
Checking to see whether got.
Also, this Bali, actually, I never hear much horror stories from Bali though.
Oh.
Yeah,
I have heard a lot. Ooh. I even met a Balian there who told me stories.
Oh yeah.
But the stories in Bali is different level. Then Java also another one in Indonesia. Oh yeah, actually Indonesia is quite.
Jermaine Denon. Okay, so Jermaine Denon talks about the red hood Hantu small girl.
Yes.
Hongi Xiao Nuha.
Yeah.
That one is from Taiwan, where the group went hiking and then they were videoing, and then they caught the image of a little girl in almost like red overalls following them from the back. That one is they have a name for it. They call Morsin.
Wow.
Morsin. So it's actually a forest spirit that lures. So there are stories of them luring old people out into the forest, and then they're like, if the old woman that I've I've watched stories about it. So the old woman is like having dementia, but she can actually walk into the forest and disappear like few kilometers away, and found her. Yeah. So there, and some people are not even found.
It's like the Orang Bunyan of Taiwan.
Yeah, they call it Morsin, and it's quite. There's movie also. There's
So
a
Chinese is Morsin.
Morsin.
Lisa is going to Bali next week.
Morsin.
Good luck, Miss Lisa. Hopefully you come back to tell us more stories.
Go hiking.
The feeling is also the dust in this place is getting into my eyes and my nose.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Maybe I can share another personal story.
Yes, please. Yeah.
I actually I sent it into the. Hold on, so I can. Okay, just scroll it. This one, okay, I won't say where. So that's the thing about Singapore. So for, like I said, the parks by 7 you're supposed to vacate it.
Yep.
So, but that time I was in a park that has a boardwalk. So me and my 3 friends, I told them that I've never gone there at night. I want to see the night scenery. I want to experience the night hike. So we decided to go. One of the friends has the third eye. The other 2 were, let's call them more like muggles. Harry Potter and muggles, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I can sense, I can see sometimes, but I try not to.
Yeah.
So the thing about, in the jungles of Singapore, there's 2 things I'm scared of. Actually 3 lah. 1, wild boar. Okay. 2, Bukit Timah monkey man, which is the Singapore's own Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Which when I was young, my father already told me about it. So like 40, 50 years ago, there were already stories. The Japanese themselves encountered it.
Yeah.
So, and there was people who said that when they are walking in the hiking at night, they feel that something is in the forest moving alongside them. So that's one thing so when you're on the boardwalk, right, on the left side is the water, on the left side, on the right side water, left side is the forest, the dark forest, and there's no light in that area. It's pitch black. So behind, so I hate to be the last person behind. So it's like behind is pitch black, you can't see a thing, and then you keep thinking that there's someone following you from the back. And then there's someone maybe following you in the forest. So it's a crappy feeling. And the thing was, so we were walking at the water edge at that point, and then just look across to the other side. You can still see the forest on the other side across the water. And I saw something standing there. So at first I was like, oh, okay, flotation device. Because sometimes they have those flotation devices. I was like, okay, well, this flotation device is very interesting. It's very tall, it's white. It has long hair. And I was like, cannot be, right? Cannot, because it's been a while since I've seen things. And I was like, cannot be. I think it's a flotation device. So I keep looking hard at it. I was like, I want to take a picture. But my mind said, if I take a picture and the thing moves, where the hell am I going to run? I'm not going to run behind because it's pitch black. I'm not going to run in the forest. I'm definitely...
In front lah.
Yeah, but it's... By that time, I don't think it's... Because that thing is about 2 meters tall.
Okay.
So another thing was, I didn't realize flotation device also not that tall. But it was really tall and it was standing on the water. And it was just... Let's just say it's like a guardian, a menacing presence. Sorry. I keep thinking, flotation device. But I didn't want to take a picture. So I just said, what? I grabbed my friend's hand tightly and like, okay, what? Just what? My friend like, nothing. So he didn't say anything.
The muggle lah.
The muggle, the 2 muggles. The one of the muggle to which he said, should I sing to lighten the mood? I was like,
why don't we sing along with that too?
I was like, okay. And you know what I sang? He sang opera. He sang opera.
Chinese opera?
No.
Oh, English one.
English one. Those Italian opera. He's a good singer. But opera, after I experienced that, I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, so we managed to get out. And then when I asked my friend the third eye, he saw also. Then I was like, okay. But we went to McDonald's to Bang Sui, but apparently it followed us there.
Huh?
Something followed us, not the one, but something else followed us there. Yeah.
So did it stay behind McDonald's?
No, because I prepared Palo Santo spray, all that. So I spray as much as possible, and then so
all this next time.
But it didn't come into McDonald's. It stayed outside.
Actually, I want to find out from the 7-Eleven people, the McDonald's people, the Martabak people, the Prata people. Do you have any stories about you finishing night shift and then going home and something follow you because people like him go there and bong barang? Yeah. Let us know. Comment section, what did you miss out? Oh, I tell you that I don't think I'm sick. I think it's just the dust in this place is getting to me.
Yeah. Someone said
something got focus on EMF just now.
Got the focus. Okay, let me move this.
Okay.
Because my eyesight is not that good. So
you got no specs?
Have lah. Let me see.
Okay, once again, huh? Jane? Okay, what did Jane Chua say?
Okay, scroll down.
Can you be our comment reader? Oh boy.
Jane Chua, I have so many confessions to share.
Jane!
Oh, there's one confession that was sent by
Fox.
No, just sound to my WhatsApp.
Okay, Jane, contact me 94594931. Please share your confession with me, and I can interview you as well. If you're living around the east side, it'd be great. We can meet up.
Yeah. So just now, someone sent a confession to Eugene through my phone. So maybe Eugene can read it.
Okay. Oh, this is Fox. Hi, Eugene. I read that you're going to John's place to do the show tonight, which is what propels me to share my story. Wow. To the rest, my name is Fox Fu, and I was a photographer for 2024 Something Strange Festival for the event at the House of Melissa. There was a tour for a walk led by Eugene and a ghost story sharing by John at the House of Melissa. I was tasked to cover one of each. So I started with John's ghost sharing stories. The background story was everyone had to sit around in circles and share a ghost story. And after sharing, blow out a candle in their hand, like the 100 ghost stories yokai tales in Japan. It was believed by the 100 stories the ghost will appear. Due to safety, every participant was given an electronic LED candle. After sharing their tale, simulate by turning off their LED candle. Everyone, but only one person, had the real candle on the table to blow it off. That person was John. Also, during the ghost sharing session, John mentioned not to call out Kak P in fear of summoning her, because he was facilitating the sessions with everyone, he unknowingly said out the word Pontianak twice. Once was asking, which spirit do you think come first in Miss P? The mother or the child? Answer was child. Hence, Anak in the name. Second time was slip of the tongue. I held onto this info very long because I don't find joy. Also, I don't wish to let people think I'm speculating or capitalizing on John's death. And my mind just finds all these coincidences too coincidental. So Eugene, I leave in your good hands whether you wish to share this story or not. You put that at the very last part. You put that at the very last part. I leave it in your good hands to share this story or not. After I read everything already. So I get back together with photo of John being the last in the group.
Should read the first part.
Wow.
The warning should always come first.
The warning should come first.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Wow. Actually, at the time we all run Changi tour, right? I also wonder how much of ourselves do we actually leave behind every time without knowing.
But you've run it hundreds of times, huh?
150 times.
Yeah, wow. Such achievement.
Yeah. Okay, one last story. I think you got to read this, man. I got to go and wash my face.
Okay, let's go to it. The Thing in the Trees, Confession by Wei Jin. This happened in 2018 during my final year as an NPCC cadet officer. We were conducting our annual leadership camp at the MPCC campsite near Kampong Maman, on the northeastern side of Pulau Ubin. The area is secluded, surrounded by dense forests and mangroves, with the sea just a stone's throw away. It's a place rich in history, with remnants of old kampongs and shrines scattered throughout the island. On the second night, we organized a night hike for the cadets, a tradition meant to build resilience and trust. The route was planned meticulously, starting from the campsite, through the forest trail leading towards Julotong Bridge and looping back along the coastal path. We briefed the cadets thoroughly, emphasizing respect for the surroundings and not to shine their torch up at the trees. Observe night silence. The hike began smoothly. The cadets were in high spirits, their flashlights cutting through the darkness as we navigated the trail. About halfway through, near a particularly dense section of the forest, the atmosphere changed, the air grew still, and an unnatural silence enveloped us. Suddenly, a cadet at the rear let out a muffled scream. We turned to find him staring into the trees, his face pale. He claimed to have seen a large shadowy figure, tall with glowing eyes, watching us from a distance. We tried to reassure him, suggesting it was a trick of the light or fatigue. But as we continued, more cadets reported feeling uneasy, some hearing whispers, others sensing they were being followed. As we approached Julotong Bridge, one of the cadets pointed towards the mangrove. There, partially obscured by the foliage, stood a towering figure, approximately 12 feet tall, its form shifting between a shadow and a beast-like silhouette. It had elongated limbs and eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. We stood frozen, the weight of its gaze pressing down on us. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished into the trees. We hurried back to the campsite, maintaining a tight formation. Upon our return, we conducted a head count and debriefed the cadets. Some were visibly shaken, others skeptical. That night, a few cadets reported vivid nightmares, and one claimed to see the figure standing at the edge of the campsite, watching silently. The next morning, we consulted with one of the senior cadets. He listened quietly as we recounted our experience. Then he told us that it's not uncommon for such a sighting and that on Ubin, there are many ancient spirits, not like the vanilla mispi you find on mainland Singapore. Vanilla, daring. Ubin forest entities are guardians, and what we had seen was probably just one of such entities. Encounters of this nature are rare, he said, and usually occur when the spirit chooses to reveal itself.
John will approve of this particular story because John doesn't like, or not doesn't like, John likes stories where spirits are not always evil. Like you get a good spirit, you get a guardian spirit. That's the kind of story he likes. Whew. And I also did promise you guys to tell you about John's divine lineage. But before that, once again, the plug, Something Strange Festival is coming back 12th to the 22nd of June this year. And location would likely be at somewhere in Chinatown. Very centralized location for everyone to go to. The other clue I can give you is that the place that we are going is haunted, or at least have a reputation of being haunted. Whether it's really haunted or not, you got to be there to find out. In fact, I will probably be spending a lot of time in that place, so I will let you know as well if I discover anything or if my device go off. Other than that, once again, the URL is linktree, linktr.ee/SSFSG2025. When in doubt, go to our Facebook, go check out our Supernatural Confessions channel, Facebook page. The post will be there. I will also post this up on YouTube under the community segment. Now, John, he has actually shared this before on Friday Night Live. But for those of you who did not remember, he also shared this on our walks with Hantu Changi, if people ask him. He really wants to talk about that. In fact, I was the one who always, wow, John, you know who his grandmother is or not? So it's not really his grandmother, it's his great-great-great-grandmother somewhere on the ancestral line. You know Mate, right?
Matsu.
Matsu.
Ma Jie.
Ma Jie is the
Oh my
the
god. Deity becomes servant. Ayo.
Matsu. You know Matsu. So in Singapore, there's a temple, right, around the Telok Air, Amoy Street area. That temple is dedicated to Matsu, the divine. Matsu is actually a person who was alive but venerated as a deity, so she was deified. So China people, when they travel out of China to Singapore, they would sit on the boat. So not everyone will survive. Sometimes they get sick, they fall overboard, or they just don't make it. So they'll pray to Matsu. Matsu is like the goddess of the sea.
Yeah.
And that's why the temple at Amoy Street is there, because it used to be where the sea was. So they reclaim. Now you see no more land, no more sea. The sea is very far, Marina Barrage. That Matsu is the same Matsu as Jonathan's ancestor. How he knows? Because it was actually in the book, in the village that his ancestor was born. When they come to Singapore and everything, they have a book that can trace the lineage all the way down to, I think, his parents or his grandparents who left China to come to Singapore. So Jonathan has divine lineage. That's why when he goes to Changi with me, he can walk there in the dark. He cannot see shit. He has never once seen a ghost. Never once haunted by a ghost.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he has not seen. Felt maybe, but never have anything come up to him or scare him. Yeah.
Just now the story about the tall entity, right?
Yeah.
The 12 feet tall entity. So Nick Issa said Hantu Gala, which is the name that I was thinking of, because the tall figure. Metaphysal said Genderuwo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another one.
Mawas, is it?
Not Mawas. Genderuwo. I don't know what that is though. Atok Kyong said the Wiwi Gombel.
Wiwi Gombel is
that one. There's a movie about the kidnapped children who are being ignored.
In some culture, Wiwi Gombel is the equivalent of the Hantu Tete. The kidnapped children. Yeah.
But Hantu Gala, because of the height, right? 12 feet. That's
twice. Yeah, Hantu Gala. But I don't know what Hantu Gala have red eyes or not. Yeah, maybe. But they say it's a guardian spirit. So Ubin, I mean, it's a very old island. Like Singapore is also very old, but it has been modernized. So I suppose the untouched forest part, they still have their guardian spirits there.
Probably.
So today's ghost stories, right? Actually, are they really ghosts or they are just guardian spirits? They are there. Even your Pontianak was there. So it seems like you all can still go hiking lah. Okay, no problem lah.
Just maybe not. I think So like you said, why they restrict people from going after 7 p.m. right? So maybe like you say, maybe there's some kind of under the table agreement with that
the spirits, right?
Nighttime is ours. They'll come and catch us.
I do know a few establishments. One of them is a government establishment where they have an agreement with the spirits. After 7 is yours.
Oh.
And also there's another building in Changi where previously the tenant, I don't know whether they had agreement or not, but they had a standing order for all their staff to leave by 6. They call it work-life balance. So I think there's this unspoken rule that at a certain time, it's the playground for the spirits.
And then of course there's the Maghrib, right?
Maghrib, 7 p.m. 7:05. So
Mm.
maybe the government having torn down all the forest area, building up HDB, then the ghosts come to the table and say, okay, you got no more place to stay. The only place you can stay is the forest, right? But you have got to tell your citizens and all the mortals, after 7 they cannot come in. I just made that shit up. But it sounds realistic, right?
I tell you, if they ever allow us to go in and then you are able to do your exploration, right, it's going to be fantastic. Especially Tombstone Nature Park.
I mean, can is can if you're prepared to pay a fine.
Not worth it lah. No, unless you get the
clearance.
Like Tombstone Nature Park, inside there's the abandoned
kampong,
Hakka village
Hakka
inside,
village,
right? It's like amazing. I mean, I go there in the daytime, I get the chills. And then there's a lot of nature spirits there, and even the daytime, people get lost. They go around in circles. They can't find their way out. or towards the evening. But that place at night, I can say that it's really their playground.
Now that we have done with the confessions yet, do you have any left to share with us?
Let me see.
We have time for one last story before we say goodbye. And stay tuned to the very end. I think we're going to do a walkthrough of John's place because this is probably the last time you get to see it. I think we are... No?
John is, I think, private.
John private, but so many people coming here in and out already.
Yeah, I think you can do the tour of
the house. Okay, you be the host. I will be the one holding the camera.
Okay, so this is John's place. It's very different from how it looks originally because what happens is that the friends, John's friends and all, had come up to help clear some of the stuff away, and the remaining items are actually, so before that, previously they did some kind of like a garage sale. So for John's item, because John is a person who's very passionate about a lot of things, so he collects vintage toys, he collects books, immense amount of books. I can show you. In this used to, okay, so you have the corridor. It's a 4-room flat. I sound like a property agent, you know. So this used to be John's bedroom.
I think it's 2 rooms. No, this is not his bedroom.
This is not a bedroom.
No, this was
This one.
his workroom. So there's all his
workroom.
shelves of his like scripts and his
Yeah,
books.
Can
So
see
it
the
was
books.
it was all stacked to ceiling.
Jigsaw puzzle.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he did this.
Actually, what you're seeing now is actually less than 10% of what he has really.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys, if you want any of these items, you can let us know now. Hopefully I can read it in time. If not, on weekend, which is tomorrow and Sunday, this is an open house for anyone who wants to come. This is the cost, this is the price. So it's really very affordable, and some of these books are, I'm sure, worth more than that. Okay?
Kabuki.
Yeah. Oh.
I haven't seen this book.
You got a lot of good books lah.
Yeah.
$1.50. Guys, grab, okay? Don't waste.
Then the other room, you can see.
You got comics also. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Hellblazer, if you guys want.
Constantine.
Yes. You got one whole set. I think a lot of people bought it already, but what's left? Clive Baker, if you're into horror as well. Yeah, Incarnations, all still nicely shrink wrapped. Oh, guns. I don't know what's that.
Then we can show you. So that's the bedroom lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the bedroom.
This is his bedroom.
With all the toys that he collects. He likes Tantan, likes Ultraman.
Death Note. That is worth something too.
Yeah. A lot of collectibles, but a lot have been snapped up. Yeah. So like just one.
Wow.
I don't know what this is.
Helsing. So this exact point of view where the camera is right now would be where John had his camera, and he'll be sitting on the bed cross-legged. And then that's where the bouncy castle is. There we go. All right. This is John's room. We've come to the end of the show, guys. And let us know in the comment section, or you can just get in touch with us what kind of stories you have. And Jane, I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. All your ghost stories, your confessions, get in touch with me. My number is 9459-4931. What will happen to the house? The house will be sold. Open market right now. It's going for 1 million, I think.
Is it?
1 million.
Whoa.
So this is in Kallang area.
Chai Sang said can send to Malaysia.
Send what?
I don't know.
Send what? If you're talking about the beads, right? This beads is still on sale. The new supplies have come, and we are making in batches tonight. I'm going to be pressing one more set, and if you're interested, click on the shop option on our YouTube channel, and you can get some Palo Santo, this beads. I think there'll be new stuff coming up for the festival. All right. Wow. We're typing.
Now I'm checking with that Chai Xiang who mentioned send it to Malaysia. So
send what?
yeah, send what to Malaysia? Antia talks about Tombstone Nature Park. That pigsty area is very chilling even in the day. Yeah, and I've been there a few times. The things he's selling, I don't think it's possible. Yeah.
Things we're selling to send to Malaysia can, but then you pay for the your postage should be more expensive than the
item itself.
but can is can. Can is can.
Yeah. But it's
The show has ended, guys. So if you want to leave, you can say goodnight. We can all go.
Ouroboros?
Or if you want to hang around and chat with us.
How come all the room doors removed?
I don't quite have the exact answer from John. My personal guess is that there is no space for doors. Did that make sense? John have a lot of items.
The
Like I said,
collector.
what you see now and the ability that we can walk through this space, 95% of the items that he have a whole room of books. He was like a walking library, collectibles, and some of these rooms, like the middle room that you saw is so big, it was filled up all the way to the ceiling. There was no place to even step inside, which means there's no place to open the door or close the door even. Yeah. Okay. So on the sales. Last call. Any other questions you have for us? Anything we want to talk about? Anything at all? If not, we'll say goodnight. And once again, Something Strange Festival is on. Check out our link3 linktr.ee/SSF/SG2025. This week, we have released the tour dates. Next week, check out. We have more things to reveal all the way until June 12th to June 22nd. Okay, with me is Paris Maitreya. My name is Eugene Tay. Saying good night, and I'll see you guys next week on Friday Night Live.
Goodbye, good night, rest well.